5 years ago, I set out to design a building that ordinary working class people could afford at their time of retirement. The buildings needed to be basically maintenance free and had to incorporate a ramp for wheelchair access. Also, the buildings needed to be super energy efficient and had to include programs for low running costs in all climatic conditions. The elderly are particularly sensitive to temperature change, so systems need to be in place to address extremes of heat and cold. The selection of building materials is always a very important part of any structure. Our main considerations are that the building should not be subject to termite infestation, and the building should not be made from flammable materials, and that the occupants should feel safe and secure within the building at all times. With this in mind, we have selected steel as the main frame of the building, with lightweight steel infill panels fixed between the box steel portal frames. All the cladding, including internal and external walls, floors, ceilings and soffites, is sheeted with MOG boards, magnesium oxide. The roof cladding is standard corrugated or rib and pan Colorbond steel sheeting. The flyover roof over the carport is constructed with self-supporting insulated panel. Many claims have been made in the past of huge savings in the cost of a building by usually some innovation or other with the walls of the building. The truth of the matter is that the walls only equate to about 10% of the cost of the building anyway, and even if you were able to halve the cost of the walls, it would only be a 5% overall savings. As statutory fees and charges are virtually the same everywhere, no cost reductions can be made in this area. The only point to this is, when trying to achieve low-cost housing objectives, these statutory fees and charges become a far bigger percentage of the cost of the building than normal or high-cost housing. As cost of the building materials are generally quite competitive, there is little opportunity for cost relief in this area, except for some small margins of gain with volume purchases. When considering a low-cost housing project, the most important factor of all is the design. Savings need to be made on every aspect of the actual building construction itself, wherever possible. This is where the design of the building becomes extremely important. To succeed, a low-cost housing project must rely on the following: modular design, factory assembly of components, minimal on-site worker time, speed of erection, accuracy of componentry eliminates worker error. The Peach Hut addresses all these elements and more. P is for potential for end-user participation. E is for environmentally responsible and friendly, rated at 8.5 star without air conditioning. Embraces cross-ventilation, natural ventilation and fans. A is for accessibility, the keynote of this design. Regulation ramp to ground level. Floor level is 450 millimeters above ground. This allows for ventilation underfloor. C is for constructed with non-flammable materials. Buildings can be flat-packed and delivered anywhere. Category 2 cyclone rating, standard rating for this area. H is for high level of security for our elderly and vulnerable in society. Security windows and doors standard. Constructed with non-flammable, non-toxic materials. H is for high level of functionability for the aged. Wheelchair access to bathroom and kitchen. compliant ramp to ground level. U is for unconventional design, embracing the ultra-modern diaphragm design principles together with the latest low-maintenance materials. T is for transportable, after initial construction. Buildings are totally modular along length of building. Module size is 2.440 metres. Width of the building is fixed at 6.760 and is non-negotiable. Although you may think that the dimensions of the peach hut are too restrictive, particularly with the width of the building, you must remember that to achieve a low-cost building, some freedoms of measurement have to be forfeited to accommodate the overall structural integrity of the building. You do not need to be unduly concerned, because there is a peach hut just for you. Please stay with us and go to our section on available plans for 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, both economy and standard, and 3 or 4 bedroom dwellings.